Hi everybody, my name is Steve Bourie and I am the author of The American Casino Guide.
And my name's Matt Bourie and I'm the editor of The American Casino Guide. And our topic for our video today is The Secrets to Winning in Casinos Part 2. So this is part 2 of our two-part video series on the secrets to winning in casinos. And we took the 6 most popular games in the casino and have gone over what you have to do to win in the long term. In part 1, we did slots, blackjack, and roulette.
Yeah, and in part 2 here, we're going to do video poker, craps, and baccarat. So again, we're going to talk about what it takes to be a consistent winner at these games. We're not looking at the short run, we're looking at the long run. And everybody has their own opinion on what the secret is to winning at these games. So we're going to take a look at those secrets and see if they are valid, and if not, what is the true secret to winning at these games.
We're going to talk about video poker. And this happens to be our favorite game in the casino. We always play this, and the reason we play this is because it is a beatable game.
Yeah, you can beat it. Well, so the secret to beating video poker is actually there's 3 parts to the secret to beating video poker. Number 1 is you have to find the right pay tables. Number 2 is you have to use the right strategy. And number 3 is you need to join the Players Club to take advantage of the benefits. And maybe number 4, if we add a 4th one, is to try and play on days where there's a promotion so you get added extra benefits.
Another reason we like playing video poker so much is that you can tell what the game is set to pay back just by looking at it. And the way you can do this is by looking at the pay table. And with video poker, the game has to be based off one 52-card deck or a 54-card deck if you're playing Joker's Wild. And so since they can't change the number of cards that are used in the game, they have to change the amount of money that they pay you for each winning hand that you get. And for instance, if Jacks Are Better is the game that you play, you would want to look for a full pay version of that game, which would be 9-6 Jacks Are Better. And what we mean by that is you look at the amount of coins that it pays for a full house and the amount of coins that it pays for a flush. If when you bet 1 coin, it pays 9 coins for a full house and 6 coins for a flush, that means it is a 9-6 game. And that has a 99.54% return. Now the casino still has almost a 0.5% edge over you, so you can't beat the game there, which is why you have to use the slot club. Like we had said earlier, the benefits from the slot club will get you over that little bump of a 0.5% edge.
Yeah, just in general, slot machines are always going to pay back less than a video poker machine. Because if you find a quarter video poker machine, it's probably not going to pay less than, say, 96%. If you find a quarter slot machine, it's probably programmed closer to 90 to 92%. So just in general, a video poker machine is going to pay more than a corresponding slot machine. But now Matt had mentioned finding the right pay table, but the other thing you need to do is you need to use the right strategy. Because like blackjack, there's always only one correct way to play any given hand. Now, there are strategy charts that you can use. Sometimes you can find them out on the internet. We have them on our website, AmericanCasinoGuide.com. We have them for Jacks Are Better, 9-6 Jacks Are Better. You can download them for free. And also, what you can do is you can get software and practice on computer software. So you learn to properly play your hands in all these given situations, and the software will let you know, oh, you're playing at a 98% level. And a lot of times when you practice with it, you'll get much better at it, and some of the hands will become automatic. And once in a while you may get stuck, so bring that strategy chart with you into the casino. So now, again, you got to find the right machines, you got to use the right strategy, and then also the last 2 things, you got to get the Players Club card.
Yeah, so once you've ever been to a casino, you can go to the Players Club desk, sign up. It's a little credit card looking thing they give you. It's got your name on it and a number that they tie to your account. And what you do is you put it into a slot machine or a video poker machine, and anytime you play, you just stick it in, and it keeps track of how much money you bet. And the more money you bet, the more the casino is going to like you, because generally the more money you bet, the more the casino thinks they're going to make on you, so they're going to be much more generous. And they will give you anything from free buffets, free food, free hotel rooms, free show tickets, And then they'll also give you what is called free play. And free play is what they try to entice you to come back. So what it is they'll send you a letter, generally for the once a month. Most of the casinos send a letter with all their promotions for the month, and it has a list of, depending on how much you play, they'll give you more free play. And sometimes it's valid once a week, sometimes it's valid once a day, sometimes it's valid certain periods of the month, and it'll say on the flyer they send you. And for instance, if it says $100 free play, valid November 25th, that means that you have to go to the casino on November 25th, you put your card in, you type in your PIN number, and it loads however much money they said they were going to give you, in this case $100, into the machine. And you can't just cash it out and leave right away. You have to play it through at least once. So say they gave you $100, you sit down at a dollar video poker machine or a slot machine, whatever you want to play your free play on, and if you're betting $1 at a time, you would have to spin 100 times, and then however much money you have left after you've wagered the $100, you can just cash out and leave, and that's yours to keep.
Yeah, and the last thing, number 4, is trying to play on promotional days. Casinos are always trying to get extra business, usually during the week, because they're usually busy on the weekends and slow during the week. So they'll dream up these promotions. If you come in and you earn 20 points, you'll get a bottle of vodka. Or if you earn 100 points, you get $100 in free play. So all those are good to try and take advantage of because they are lowering the casino's advantage against you. So what you want to do is you want to keep an eye out for those promotions and try and put your play in only on promotional days. So if you take advantage of those 4 things, you might be able to be a long-term winner at video poker. And if not, at least you're playing close, very, very close to a break-even game with the casino. So those 4 items are the secrets for winning at video poker.
All right, so now that we've talked about video poker, we're going to go back to another table game, and we're going to talk about my favorite game in the casino, craps. And now, craps is not a beatable game by itself. You can make the free odds bet in the back that has no house edge, but you have to make a bet in front of it on the pass or the don't pass line that has a house edge. So there's no way to make money right off the bat. There are people, however, that think that the secret to winning money in craps is what you would call controlled dice shooting.
All right, I'd say about 15, 20 years ago, there was this theory about, it started off called Rhythmic Rolling. And the theory was that you could control the dice. You always pick them up the same way, you hold them the same way, you throw them in the same spot, and you can sort of control the outcome of the numbers that are thrown on the dice.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that you can pick up the dice and throw the exact same number all the time that you want to throw. And that's not really the idea behind it. The idea behind it is that you are going to depress or lower the number of 7s that statistically should be thrown, and you want to just lower that number. I've heard stories about 1 or 2 people that can supposedly throw, I think it's a hard 10 anytime they want. Not anytime they want, but like pretty often. I haven't seen it in person. I know several people that swear up and down by the guy and that he can do it, and he's won the table lots of money. I've personally never seen it. Steve hasn't seen it either. And this is a kind of a controversial topic because there's a very famous gambling author named Stanford Wong. And he wrote a book about controlled dice shooting and said that he believed in it. He was a firm believer in it and that it could be done and you could make money in it. But then several years later, he came back and said, never mind, I don't believe in it. I don't think it works anymore.
Yeah, but there was also some people were saying, well, because he's older, that perhaps he doesn't have the motor control that he used to when he was younger, and he couldn't control the dice, and perhaps that's why it didn't work for him. But Stanford Wong, who's famous for writing a lot of blackjack books, but he's also looking for edges at other casino games. He did believe in it, and then he sort of recanted and said, no, I don't believe in it anymore. So again, it's controversial. Does it work? Maybe. I mean, people have learned how to do all sorts of crazy things in life, and if you practice long enough, maybe you can do it. But we haven't tried it. We haven't dabbled with it. but it is something that people believe in, that the secret to winning at craps is to become a controlled dice shooter.
Now, this is something that I've always been interested in and I've wanted to try. And we have been offered to take the class and shoot a video on it. We haven't gotten around to it yet, and I want to do it, but I have spoken to several other professional gamblers who don't do controlled dice shooting. They do other games, and I've asked them what their thoughts were on controlled dice shooting. And they say that they think, yeah, it can work, but the amount of hours that you have to spend practicing and perfecting your dice throw just isn't worth it for the amount of money that you would make, because they say that it's very easily countered by the casinos, because all the casino would have to do is make you move over a spot or shift the little, they call it the alligator rubber, the rubber on the edge of the table that's supposed to randomize the dice. Supposedly they can just shift that an inch or two in either direction and it can throw you off. They can change the padding on the table. They all say there's too many ways to counter it and it takes too long for it to be profitable.
Yeah, and one last thing on it. If you go to the craps table and you want to be a controlled dice shooter, it's rather obvious what you're doing, because you're always picking them up the same way, you're always throwing them the same way, you're trying to hit the same spot. So the people in the casino obviously see right away what you're trying to do. And if they think you're actually successful at it, it's rather obvious what you're doing. They'll tell you to stop doing it because they want to make money. And if you're successful at it, they'll ask you to stop. Sort of like blackjack, but at least in blackjack, if you're counting cards, it's hidden for a while, at least from the casino, as opposed to being rather obvious right away. So that is one other impediment to trying to make money, as if it does work as a controlled dice shooter.
But on the other side of that coin, which is the people who believe in it also say, is that, yeah, you see a lot of people sitting there at the craps table, setting their dice, picking them up and throwing them, but 99% of them don't actually know what they're doing. They just think it is. My favorite is when you see somebody at the craps table, they sit there, they spend like 30 seconds or a minute setting the dice, and then they pick them up and shake them in their hand and then throw them anyways. So I guess technically you could use that as cover, but like I said, it's something I'm interested in, as you can tell, but I haven't tried it yet.
All right, so to beat the game of craps, in the long run, you really can't beat it, but the secret is maybe becoming a controlled dice thrower.
All right, so the last game we're going to talk about is a table game again, and this is Baccarat. And Baccarat is one of the better games to play in the casino, and that's because it has a relatively low house edge and there's no strategy involved. You're just guessing banker or player. So if you've never played a table game and you've always wanted to, this is the game we suggest to people. Now, I personally don't like it. I think it's a very boring game, but if you want to get some table game experience and have never played and don't know how, we suggest Baccarat.
I'm not a big fan of Baccarat myself, but one thing I must say is the game is especially popular in Asia. Because in the U.S., about 65% of the casino's profits come from gaming machines, slot machines. And in Asia, about 80% of the casino's profits come from Baccarat. So they absolutely love Baccarat in Asia.
So how do you win at Baccarat, you might ask? Well, the short answer is that you don't. You would have to get lucky. The long answer, however, is that there is a secret, but legally it's now considered cheating, actually. If you want to look into it, Phil Ivey, he's a professional poker player. What he did was he found an Asian woman, actually, that he went partners with, and she was a master of something called edge sorting. And what that is that on the deck of cards, the front has the number, the card number and all that, and then the back has some sort of pattern on it. And what it is when they cut the cards, apparently there's very minuscule differences in the pattern where the pattern hits the edge of the card. And this woman was an expert at it. And what they did is they went to the casino, and Baccarat players, not mini Baccarat, because you can't touch the cards at mini Baccarat, but at the regular Baccarat table, people are very suspicious and superstitious, rather, and they will bend the cards, and after the cards have been played, they'll tear them. They do all sorts of very strange stuff that you would never see anywhere else in a casino. And what happened is they were saying that they were superstitious, and they wanted the cards turned a certain way after they were dealt, like rotated 180 degrees or something like that, so that it was easier for them to do the edge sorting and tell which cards were which. And came out. Were brought to court over this because at the Borgata in Atlantic City, they won $10 million. And at Crockford's in London, they won 7.7 million Great British pounds. So they won a lot of money doing this. However, it got tied. The casinos brought them to court, and Phil Ivey and his partner lost in London. The casino refused to pay them the 7.7 million pounds, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court in the UK. And the Supreme Court said unanimously, actually, that they did not have to pay them because they considered it cheating.
Yeah, now he didn't get arrested for cheating in a casino, which is the interesting part. You know, if it was cheating, then why didn't they arrest him? But he wasn't arrested for cheating. They just wouldn't pay him in London, and then the Borgata in Atlantic City is trying to get their $10 million back. Actually, what's interesting, that if you Google it, not only are they trying to get their $10 million back, I believe they're also trying to get back $250,000 worth of comps that they gave him. So that's a whole different thing. So besides the money that they lost to Ivy, they wanted to get the comps back. So I guess they're really mad about this. But you know, again, I guess you can't blame them. But part of the problem was the casino followed the directions of the players and said, you know, the players said, well, can you turn these cards? And it was at the insistence of the players. The casino said, yeah, we'll do that for you. So I think that was the technicality why they aren't accused of cheating, because they didn't do anything. They didn't touch the cards. They didn't control the outcome. All they did was ask for this, and the casino said, okay, yeah, we'll do that for you because you're betting so much money. So you're a high roller, so we'll do that for you. So that was edge sorting. If you want to learn more about it, go out on Google and, you know, type in edge sorting at Baccarat. There's a lot of information out there about that.
All right, so that does it for part 2 of our 2-part video series on the secrets to winning in casinos. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any new videos we put out. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you had any questions on anything we went over, go ahead and leave us a comment down in the comment section. We'll be sure to get back to you and clarify anything you might have been confused on.
Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos.
Don't forget that you can see more of our educational gambling videos on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/American Casino Guide.